Hello everybody, welcome back to BloomClan. This is the first episode of BloomClan with the update. Technically speaking, I had like 2 or 3 episodes with Dice Clan with the update before we got to this. The minor goal actually is for me to record through episode 50 so I can not have to focus on BloomClan and swapping back and forth between clans is the minor hope. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that, but the hope is that the hope was I was going to get through all the August videos, ignoring Echoes of Ironcrad, because I'm recording this before Echoes of Ironcrad even releases, and that plan went to bust. I started too late in the day for recording. And I'm going back to doubting how loud the sound is for Clan. Great. I really wish one feature I would suggest, which I would have to go on. I could check if I can do it on our Discord. Make it able to affect audio settings. Make it so I can affect audio settings in a game, because sometimes it's hard because I think it's too loud and I can't tell because it's based on whatever my audio is, and it's a whole thing. Okay. Let me actually look at the Excel sheet. Did I have to leave any notes for BloomClan? Or do I only leave notes for Dice Clan? Yeah, I only leave notes for I only left notes for what the challenge is for the tutorials. Okay. I know I only wrote for apprentices. I can't remember if we made an alternate rule for outsiders being rolled or not, because that's the joys of recording things the way I do, since I have multiple series and I'm constantly bouncing between which one I'm working on, and I tend to do it also in bulk, so I'll remember one thing for a segment and then forget. So that's a whole thing. Okay. I'm gonna just casually see if I can get Excel and OBS actually to line up, because actually that would be smart. To do. So I can actually look at the rules. Okay, I don't remember anything. I can't remember if I was even doing preps. Well, regardless, this episode we look like we're gonna get a bunch of apprentices to roll, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cats. 6 apprentices to roll for. I haven't decided which challenge, as of recording this, is replacing BloomClan. I am heavily decided that the Cruel Season thing will be how I'm gonna reset Dice Clan. I'll mention that in a future Dice Clan vid, probably. I don't know if I'm gonna actually record this BloomClan till episode 50 before I swap back to Dice Clan, or if I'm just doing it as needed. Bare minimum, hoping to get 4 episodes done today. I will be lucky if I get 2, because it's currently 8 p.m. and I usually stop around 9 p.m. And I know for a fact I want to get at least a Minecraft Dungeons video done, so I have a quote-unquote week's worth into August done. Okay. With that said, I guess we're mainly starting with rolls because I need a time skip. outsiders. Oh god. Search for? One thing I probably should be marking down on the Excel sheet is, from episode to episode, is which cat I left off on if I'm taking if for when I stop recording, so I don't forget. Okay. I'm briefly gonna look at the last time to see if I remember anything, and the answer is no. Also, I forgot. Apprentices are now in ceremonies, not all events, so I'm gonna have to check that. Okay. Enough stalling. I want to guarantee that we can at least get extra moon. Oh god, tick fever. It is tick season IRL. We can kangaroo. And ceremonies. Okay, this is something I'm gonna have to remember for BloomClan to actually check every moon, because I know it caught me off guard when I realized it. So I do know for a fact there is a chance in BloomClan that actually some cats did not get a roll. It's just a D6, right? Yes, it's just a D6. It's a cube. Okay, Larkspur Paw got a 3. 3 is a warrior. Wait, is it actually? No, I forgot. I forgot. I made it so Meteors only have one chance, so they are a healer. Okay. Medicine cat. Oh, actually, here's a random question. I feel awkward about asking. Maybe I'll ask. Maybe I'll throw in a BloomClan video real quick, because I know those are up. Do you guys want me to swap to the D20 rule for how I have D20? Yeah. But it's fine. It doesn't really matter that much. Okay, Smoke Paw. Got a 4. They are a warrior. Alpaca Paw is a mediator. They got a 1. Also, do you guys prefer if I state when I do dice rolls what the dice roll is, or just continue on with saying what it is? Oh, no. Do you care if I say what the dice is, or just state what roll they get, is what I'm trying to say? Or do both? Skypaw, you are also a mediator. I don't know if that was just a trash roll or what. Okay, Fidget got a 6. And Valley Paw got a 3. Okay. Patrols. Okay, I'm gonna send out the apprentices first. They'll do hunting. Because this is the way I prefer to do things. Dice Clan is currently in a state of border patrols. Well, the main reason is this pretty much guarantees the cats will not starve. Oops. Herb gathering. Like, I did see that as a potential one, someone was like, we could do a healer's challenge. There's a more extreme version of the healer's challenge where if the kit's parents, which the only issue with that is I don't pay attention enough to the cats because I'm just like, I just Google them, I don't check every single litter. But it was like, which I probably won't do because I can't focus enough. I barely remember to send cats out on solo patrols for breaking the code. Trying to think. So that is a possibility. We'll do the messing cat challenge. I'm not going to do the more extreme version, which I've heard about, where if the cat's parent is a medicine cat, they have a higher chance. If they have a trait, they're going to be a medicine cat regardless. If they're found by a medicine cat, they have a higher chance of becoming a medicine cat. We're not going to do that simply because I'm not going to remember. But the basic one where the founders start all healers or whatnot is a different thing. I do know if I did do that challenge, unless I'm allowed to guarantee one cat to be a warrior, I'm not doing it in anything but classics simply because of the starvation factor. Like, for instance, I can't do like BloomClan, which is just click simulator and see what happens, because the cats will starve. Dice Clan, basically the plan is I'm going to kill every cat that is not a apprentice or kit or queen or elder. The apprentices, I'm tempted to just exile. Same for any queen, because I feel bad about murdering queens. I say this as I've written murdering a queen, because technically speaking, in Tales of Rossi, the founder Luna was pregnant when she was murdered. Granted, it has changed a bit lore-wise, so I'm not even paying attention to what's happening. I'm just sending cats out. Ugh. But, technically speaking, Luna canonically the founder of the main group I focus on, which is Cliff of Thy Dawn, which is a group I still need to rename. It's too long. We are gaining cats, I just realized that. So we're... I would also like some options. And this is where we come into the issue where I probably should make a new Discord for Tales of Rossi, but also have channels selected for the different series I do on YouTube for discussions for that, and posts of links of when I upload a thing or whatnot, or progress updates. I don't know. It's something that if I do it, I'm gonna have to have someone help me build the server, simply because I barely understand how to do roles properly. Oh my god, we're gaining so many kittens. And if I did do a server, there is a chance I might pop on for a voice call to show myself working on art and be open for discussion that way outside of the main chat. There is a possibility for that too. Because I do have a working mic, as you guys can tell. And I really don't care. Like, I probably will also back into the last episode of Dice Clan that I did, which was what, episode 30. I probably will do a more clarifying thing on regards to what I was trying to say in regards to Blackpaw, because I love Bearlight, and I don't care if Lantern has these cats that are paralyzed from the back down, but it's kind of worrisome how often it appears sometimes. Like, it would make sense more so if it also appeared not so much as being born that way, unless the catland is really incestive, because that's a defect, or if the queen had a very stressful pregnancy. But I don't know how Clanton would note that. Because, technically speaking, oh my god, this is only going to be one moon. I'm going to continue that thought in a second. We're only going to get one moon this episode. It's fine, I guess. Okay, leaders down. I don't care about the other clans. Invite Maru. Do I actually have any cats that are paralyzed so I can stare at them? Okay, we got Liarpaw. So, I have no problem with Barlight. I'm happy she lived as long as she lived. I would be happy if she was somehow immortal. But the logistics of it, if the cat is not a house cat, or has some way to make it so their legs can be lifted, or it's not like a true break, where maybe the legs are just, the hind legs are just weak. I really struggle to see how the cat would survive in the wild with a broken back. Or, let me see. Because they're born paralyzed here. Like, if they're born 3-legged or 2-legged, I see that as a higher chance of survival than a cat born with being paralyzed. No offense, but it's true. Like, sure, cats in the wild, especially the big cats, can survive some pretty messed up things and losing limbs, and even some different types of being blind. I forget what the one where the eye turns blue, but that type of blindness, cats have definitely survived that. So the issue is the cat being born paralyzed. Well, in the group's power, it really depends on the era of the group and the leader, and potentially healer or even the parents, if the cat would survive. If they are born astray, no offense, if they're not born within a group that would support them, they would not survive. They would either be mercy killed, die of starvation, or who knows what else. Because, as stated, this was a common occurrence before this update. I don't know if I've noticed it with this update yet, but I kept getting issues with cats who were paralyzed getting sores because their bodies would be rubbing against the ground. I don't know if it was an issue bug or what was happening, but yeah. Like, Tales of Rosie, the cats, well, I imagine them to maybe be intelligent enough to do some basic hide stuff. I don't see them figuring out how to make a contraption like a wheelchair. No offense. And do I think I'm ever going to give a character that disability? No. Plus, usually that disability, if it does happen, it's usually not born. It's usually from them breaking their back. And that's where we get into the nasty thing called infection and internal bleeding. There is no herb, as far as I know, in warrior cats, let alone what I have planned for Tales of Rosie at this current moment, that can deal with internal bleeding or even internal infections, unfortunately. Plus, I don't want to give a character that. I'm more likely to make them three-legged. And will they function well as a three-legged cat? Yes. Whether they get discriminated against for being a three-legged cat? Probably. But do I still think they can just survive fine on their own if they're three-legged? Yes. Or even two-legged, but I don't want to do two-legged. Because, yeah. And once again, it really matters if the cat is in a group or not. And how the group handles disabilities. Like, Cliff Valley can be very much a detriment towards cats who are disabled if they're not blind. Because Cliff Valley has leaderships for the current generation, and the last couple generations are not the greatest cats. Sure, the one we're going to start with, which is Falcon, is going to be the worst offender of them. But still, as for Cliff Valley Dawn, the leaders we start with will be fine and try to do everything they can help that cat to make them have a role for themselves without making them feel unwanted or anything. Granted, not all the parents of the cats would be okay with that, because some of them will be toxic. River Valley I see as the pinnacle of, they wouldn't care if you're disabled, they would give you a role, expect you to help out some way and do what you can, not push you beyond your limits, but probably be the most positive towards it, and least likely to kill you for it, unless it's clearly a case of it's killing you slowly or decreasing your quality of life. Shadow Forest, majority of the leaders are trash. Majority of the leaders would be like the same as Cliff Valley, where they're like, you're disabled. How useful are you to us alive? We expect you to provide for the group in some sort of way. Kind of deal. Because the intention for the group's power are them to be a bit toxic, not perfect, but some sort of sanctuary. Granted, that sanctuary is being threatened. Hence why this first book is going to be, we went from Black Dawn, but it's going to be renamed Tainted Sunrise. Because the sunrise usually brings hope, but it's been tainted with a darkness kind of deal. And that's stuff I'll probably get more depth into in actually Tales of Rosie or stuff, or at least Tales of Rosie videos. But with that said, I've been rambling too long, and I have pretty much just guaranteed there's no way I'm doing anything beyond one more video, which is gonna be for Minecraft Dungeons. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye!